Chapter 1. Understanding People-Pleasing. The roots of people-pleasing. People-pleasing often finds its roots in our early experiences and relationships. Many individuals who exhibit this behavior have been conditioned from a young age to seek approval and validation from others. This can stem from a desire to maintain harmony within the family unit or to avoid conflict. As children, we may have learned that expressing our needs or desires could lead to disapproval or rejection, leading us to prioritize others' happiness over our own. As we grow into adulthood, these early lessons can manifest as a deep-seated belief that our value is tethered to how much we can do for others. This belief can become a significant barrier to developing healthy boundaries. People pleasers often find themselves in situations where they overextend their resources, whether emotionally, physically, or financially, in an effort to meet the expectations of those around them. This can create a cycle of resentment and exhaustion, further entrenching the habit of pleasing others at the expense of self-respect. Moreover, societal expectations play a crucial role in perpetuating people-pleasing tendencies. In many cultures, there is a strong emphasis on being agreeable, accommodating, and helpful. This cultural conditioning can pressure individuals to suppress their own needs and desires, leading to a skewed sense of self-worth. When we constantly seek external validation, we may lose sight of our own values, making it difficult to assert ourselves in situations that require us to stand up for what we truly believe. The impact of people-pleasing can also be observed in our relationships. When we prioritize others' needs above our own, we may attract partners or friends who exploit our accommodating nature. This dynamic can lead to unbalanced relationships where one person gives and the other takes, creating a sense of emotional depletion. Recognizing this pattern is essential in breaking free from the cycle of people-pleasing, allowing us to cultivate relationships that are more reciprocal and fulfilling. Ultimately, understanding the roots of people-pleasing is the first step towards reclaiming our power and fostering self-respect. By recognizing the underlying beliefs and societal pressures that contribute to this behavior, we can begin to challenge and change these patterns. Setting boundaries and learning to prioritize our own needs is not only a crucial part of self-care, but also an act of self-respect. Embracing our worth and learning to say no can lead to a more authentic and empowered life, free from the constraints of others' expectations. Recognizing the signs of people-pleasing is the first step towards reclaiming your power and establishing healthy boundaries. Many individuals in this demographic often feel an overwhelming need to seek approval from others, which can manifest in various ways. For instance, if you frequently find yourself agreeing to things you don't want to do, or if you feel guilty when prioritizing your own needs, these are clear indicators that you may be stuck in a cycle of people-pleasing behavior. Understanding these signs is crucial in your journey toward self-respect. Another common sign is the tendency to avoid conflict at all costs. If you often suppress your own opinions or feelings to maintain harmony, you might be sacrificing your own desires for the sake of others. This avoidance can lead to resentment and frustration, which further erodes your self-esteem. Recognizing that it's okay to disagree or to say no is an essential part of breaking free from this pattern. Learning to express your thoughts and feelings authentically will empower you and improve your relationships. Additionally, keep an eye out for how you respond to compliments or praise. People-pleasers often downplay their accomplishments or feel uncomfortable accepting recognition. If you find yourself brushing off compliments or insisting that others deserve the credit instead, it may be time to reassess your self-worth. Acknowledging your achievements, no matter how small, is vital in fostering a sense of self-respect and confidence. Moreover, emotional exhaustion can be a telling sign of people-pleasing. If you frequently feel drained after social interactions or find that you are constantly catering to others' needs, it is a clear signal that your boundaries are being compromised. Pay attention to how you feel in different situations. If you leave feeling depleted rather than energized, it's important to take a step back and evaluate your role in those dynamics. Setting clear boundaries can help restore your energy and protect your well-being. Finally, recognizing these signs is not about blaming yourself, but about understanding your patterns and taking proactive steps to change them. Embracing self-respect means realizing that your needs are just as important as those of others. It is a journey that requires reflection, honesty, and the courage to put yourself first when necessary. By identifying these behaviors and their effects, you can start to reclaim your power and create a more balanced, fulfilling life. The impact on your life. The journey from being a people-pleaser to someone who respects their own needs can profoundly impact your life. When you start to set boundaries, you will notice a shift in your relationships. Friends and family may initially react with surprise or even push back, but as you continue to assert your needs, they will begin to respect you more. This newfound respect can lead to deeper, more authentic connections where both parties feel valued and appreciated. As you reclaim your power, you will discover a greater sense of self-worth, no longer defined by the opinions and expectations of others. You will begin to cultivate your own values and priorities. This transformation often leads to increased confidence, as you learn to trust your instincts and make decisions that align with your true self. Embracing self-respect is not just about saying no to others. It's about saying yes to yourself. With self-respect comes the ability to prioritize your well-being. This shift allows you to focus on activities and relationships that nourish your spirit. You may find yourself engaging in hobbies or pursuits that you once neglected simply because you were too busy trying to please everyone else. As you dedicate time to what truly matters to you, your overall happiness and satisfaction in life will increase. The impact of this journey extends beyond personal growth. It also influences your professional life. Setting boundaries can lead to a more balanced work-life dynamic, reducing stress and preventing burnout. Colleagues and superiors will begin to recognize your value, not just as a team player, but as an individual with unique insights and contributions. This can open doors to new opportunities and enhance your career trajectory in ways you might never have imagined. Ultimately, the shift from people-pleasing to self-respect is a journey of empowerment. It allows you to take control of your life, fostering a sense of autonomy that can be liberating. As you embrace this transformation, you will likely inspire others around you to do the same. Your journey can become a beacon of hope for those still struggling, proving that a life rooted in self-respect is not only possible, but also incredibly rewarding. Chapter 2. The importance of boundaries. What are boundaries? Boundaries are essential for maintaining our mental and emotional health, especially for those who often find themselves prioritizing others' needs over their own. These serve as guidelines that help us define what is acceptable and unacceptable in our relationships. Establishing clear boundaries allows us to communicate our limits effectively, ensuring that we protect our well-being while fostering healthier connections with others. At the core of understanding boundaries is recognizing that they are not barriers to intimacy or connection. Rather, they are vital for establishing respect. When we set boundaries, we are asserting our rights and values, making it clear that we deserve to be treated with dignity. This is particularly crucial for people-pleasers who may struggle with feelings of guilt when they say no or express their needs, as they may fear disappointing others. Setting boundaries involves a degree of self-awareness and honesty. It requires us to reflect on our feelings and identify situations where we feel uncomfortable or overwhelmed. By doing so, we can articulate our boundaries in a way that is assertive yet respectful. This practice not only reinforces our self-respect, but also encourages others to acknowledge and honor our needs, creating a more balanced dynamic in our relationships. Moreover, boundaries are not static. They can evolve as our circumstances and relationships change. It is important to regularly reassess our boundaries to ensure they still align with our values and life goals. By being flexible and open to adjusting our limits, we can better navigate the complexities of our interactions, especially as we grow and change over time. Ultimately, embracing the concept of boundaries is a powerful step towards reclaiming our power and self-respect. It empowers us to take charge of our lives, allowing us to engage with others from a place of strength rather than obligation. By honoring our own boundaries, we not only enhance our well-being, but also set a precedent for those around us to do the same, fostering a culture of mutual respect and understanding. Types of boundaries. Boundaries are essential for maintaining healthy relationships and ensuring personal well-being. They define where one person ends and another begins, allowing individuals to protect their emotional and physical space. Understanding the different types of boundaries can empower people-pleasers and givers to reclaim their power and foster self-respect. Each type serves a unique purpose and helps in navigating interactions with others more effectively. Physical boundaries relate to personal space and touch. They help individuals communicate their comfort levels regarding physical interactions. For people-pleasers, recognizing and asserting these boundaries can be particularly challenging, as they may fear rejection or conflict. However, establishing clear physical boundaries is crucial for emotional safety and can enhance self-esteem when respected by others. Emotional boundaries are another vital aspect, encompassing the ability to separate one's feelings from those of others. This type of boundary allows individuals to avoid taking on the emotional burdens of others, which is a common pitfall for givers. By setting emotional boundaries, people-pleasers can nurture their mental health and develop a clearer sense of self, enabling them to engage more authentically in their relationships. Time boundaries involve managing how much time and energy one allocates to others. For those who tend to overcommit, recognizing the importance of time boundaries is crucial for maintaining balance in life. By learning to say no and prioritize their own needs, people pleasers can reclaim valuable time for self-care and personal pursuits, ultimately leading to greater fulfillment. Lastly, material boundaries refer to how one manages possessions and financial resources. This type of boundary can be particularly significant for givers who often feel compelled to share their resources with others. Understanding and respecting material boundaries not only protects personal belongings, but also fosters a sense of responsibility and control over one's life, reinforcing the journey from people-pleasing to self-respect. Why boundaries matter. Boundaries are essential for maintaining a healthy relationship with oneself and with others. They act as the invisible lines that define where one person ends and another begins. For people-pleasers, these boundaries can often feel like a barrier to connection, but in reality, they foster deeper relationships built on mutual respect and understanding. When we establish clear boundaries, we not only protect our own emotional well-being, but also create space for others to express their needs and feelings without fear of judgment. Understanding the importance of boundaries is a journey toward self-respect. When we fail to set limits, we may find ourselves overwhelmed, resentful, or even burned out from constantly accommodating others. It's important to recognize that saying no or asserting our needs does not mean we are unkind or selfish. Instead, it shows that we value ourselves and our time. By honoring our own limits, we teach others how to treat us, thus fostering healthier dynamics in all areas of our lives. The process of establishing boundaries requires courage and self-awareness. It's about recognizing our own needs and understanding that it is perfectly acceptable to prioritize our own well-being. This can be particularly challenging for those who have spent years trying to please others, but the rewards are immense. When we begin to stand firm in our boundaries, we not only reclaim our power, but also gain the confidence to pursue what truly matters to us. Moreover, boundaries are not just about saying no. They also encompass the positive aspects of expressing our desires and needs. Clear communication about our boundaries can lead to enhanced relationships, as it allows others to understand us better and respect our limits. This mutual understanding can create a nurturing environment where everyone feels valued and heard, leading to stronger connections and a sense of community. In conclusion, embracing boundaries is a vital step in transforming from a people-pleaser to an individual who respects themselves. It empowers us to take control of our lives and fosters the self-respect we often seek. As we learn to set and communicate our boundaries effectively, we not only uplift ourselves but also inspire those around us to do the same, creating a ripple effect of respect and empowerment in our relationships. Chapter 3. The connection between self-respect and boundaries. Defining self-respect. Self-respect is a fundamental aspect of personal development that often remains misunderstood, particularly among people-pleasers and givers. It involves recognizing our intrinsic value and treating ourselves with kindness and dignity. In a world that often prioritizes external validation, understanding what self-respect truly means can empower individuals to reclaim their power and confidence. It is about acknowledging our needs and desires without feeling guilty or selfish. To define self-respect, we must first distinguish it from self-esteem. While self-esteem can be influenced by external factors such as achievement and approval from others, self-respect is rooted in self-acceptance and authenticity. It is the unwavering belief that we deserve to be treated well, both by ourselves and by others. This distinction is crucial for those who habitually seek validation from their surroundings, as it shifts the focus inward, allowing for personal growth and empowerment. The journey towards self-respect often begins with setting boundaries. Boundaries are not just about saying no, but are essential for protecting our emotional and mental well-being. They allow us to communicate our limits effectively and to prioritize our own needs, which is vital for maintaining healthy relationships. By establishing boundaries, we send a clear message to ourselves and others that we value our time and energy, thus fostering a deeper sense of respect for ourselves. Moreover, cultivating self-respect involves practicing self-compassion. This means treating ourselves with the same kindness we would offer to a friend. When we encounter setbacks or make mistakes, self-compassion allows us to forgive ourselves rather than engage in harsh self-criticism. This nurturing approach not only enhances our self-respect, but also encourages resilience, enabling us to bounce back stronger from life's challenges. Ultimately, defining self-respect is about embracing who we are and standing firm in our values and beliefs. It is a continuous journey that requires patience and commitment. For people pleasers, this transformation may seem daunting, but with each step taken towards self-respect, you reclaim your power and foster a life filled with authenticity and joy. Remember, self-respect is not a destination, but a lifelong process of honoring yourself and your needs. How self-respect influences your choices. Self-respect is a crucial pillar in making choices that truly reflect our values and desires. When you cultivate a strong sense of self-respect, you begin to view yourself as worthy of making decisions that benefit your well-being. This shift in mindset allows you to prioritize your needs and desires over external expectations, which is often the root of people-pleasing behavior. As you recognize your own worth, the choices you make tend to align more closely with your personal values, leading to a more authentic and fulfilling life. One significant way self-respect influences your choices is by helping you establish and maintain boundaries. When you respect yourself, you understand that saying no is not an act of selfishness, but rather a necessary measure for self-care. This understanding empowers you to set limits with others, preventing feelings of resentment and exhaustion that often accompany people-pleasing tendencies. As you assert your boundaries, you create space for relationships that honor your needs and contribute positively to your life. Moreover, self-respect encourages you to take risks and embrace opportunities that enhance your growth. When you value yourself, you are more likely to step outside your comfort zone, pursuing new experiences that challenge you and broaden your horizons. This willingness to venture into the unknown can lead to personal and professional growth that would otherwise be stifled by fear of judgment or rejection. In this way, self-respect acts as a catalyst for positive change in various aspects of your life. Your choices also become more intentional as your self-respect deepens. Instead of reacting to external pressures, you start to make decisions based on thoughtful consideration of your goals and aspirations. This intentionality not only fosters a greater sense of control over your life, but also strengthens your confidence in your abilities. As you consistently honor your choices, you reinforce your self-respect, creating a positive feedback loop that further empowers you to act in alignment with your true self. Ultimately, the influence of self-respect on your choices fosters a healthier relationship with yourself and others. By prioritizing your own needs and values, you cultivate an environment where mutual respect thrives. This shift not only enhances your well-being, but also encourages those around you to respect their own needs and boundaries. As you reclaim your power from the grips of people-pleasing, you pave the way for a life that is not only fulfilling, but also deeply authentic, rooted in self-respect. The role of boundaries in building self-respect. Boundaries play a crucial role in fostering self-respect, especially for individuals who often find themselves in the role of people-pleasers. By establishing clear limits, you not only protect your own well-being, but also communicate your worth to others. This foundational step is imperative for anyone looking to transition from a mindset of self-sacrifice to one of self-advocacy. The act of setting boundaries provides a sense of stability and control in a world that often demands more than we can give. When you begin to assert boundaries, you send a powerful message that your needs and feelings are valid. This process can be both liberating and intimidating, particularly if you have spent a significant amount of time prioritizing others over yourself. However, developing this skill is essential for cultivating self-respect. It allows you to carve out space in your life where you feel valued and appreciated, thus reinforcing your sense of identity and self-worth. The discomfort that often accompanies boundary setting is a natural part of the journey. Many people-pleasers fear rejection or conflict, leading them to shy away from asserting their needs. It is important to recognize that discomfort is merely a sign that you are stepping out of your comfort zone. Embracing this discomfort can be empowering and is a necessary step towards reclaiming your personal power. Remember, each time you uphold a boundary, you reinforce your self-respect and demonstrate to others how you expect to be treated. As you practice setting and maintaining boundaries, you may notice a shift in your relationships. Healthy boundaries can lead to more authentic connections, as they encourage open communication and mutual respect. The people in your life will learn to appreciate your honesty, and may even be inspired to set their own boundaries. This reciprocal growth can create a supportive environment where everyone feels valued and understood, ultimately nurturing your self-respect. In conclusion, establishing boundaries is a powerful tool in your journey towards self-respect. It is not merely about saying no, but about affirming your right to exist in a way that honors your needs and desires. As you continue to cultivate this practice, you will find that self-respect becomes an integral part of your identity. Embrace the journey and remember that setting boundaries is a vital step towards reclaiming your power and transforming your life. Chapter 4. Overcoming the fear of disapproval. Understanding. Fear of rejection. Fear of rejection is a profound emotion that can deeply affect our behavior and choices, particularly for those who identify as people pleasers. This fear often stems from early experiences where acceptance was conditional, leading to a constant need to seek approval from others. People pleasers may find themselves caught in a cycle of anxiety, worrying that their true selves will be rejected if they express their opinions or desires. Understanding this fear is the first step towards breaking free from its hold. Recognizing the ways in which fear of rejection manifests is crucial for personal growth. It can present itself as avoidance of social situations, over-apologizing, or excessive self-criticism. Many individuals feel compelled to please others at the expense of their own needs, fearing that any sign of assertiveness might lead to disapproval. By identifying these patterns, people pleasers can begin to acknowledge how this fear limits their potential and holds them back from forming genuine connections. Developing self-respect is an essential antidote to the fear of rejection. When individuals begin to value their own opinions and desires, they become less reliant on external validation. This shift in mindset encourages them to set healthy boundaries, allowing for more authentic relationships. As self-respect grows, the fear of rejection diminishes, leading to a more empowered and fulfilled existence. It is important to confront the fear of rejection directly. This can involve gradual exposure to situations that trigger this fear, such as speaking up in group settings or expressing personal preferences. Each small victory builds confidence and reinforces the idea that rejection is not the end of the world, but rather an opportunity for growth and learning. Embracing vulnerability can ultimately foster deeper connections, as it encourages others to be open and authentic as well. In conclusion, understanding the fear of rejection is a vital step for people pleasers aiming to reclaim their power. By recognizing its roots, acknowledging its manifestations, and cultivating self-respect, individuals can break free from the chains of approval-seeking behavior. This journey towards self-acceptance not only enhances personal well-being, but also enriches relationships, creating a more balanced and fulfilling life. Challenging limiting beliefs. Challenging limiting beliefs is a crucial step for people pleasers and givers seeking to reclaim their power. These beliefs often stem from past experiences, societal expectations, and the need for approval. To break free from these constraints, one must first recognize the beliefs that hold them back. This awareness sets the foundation for change, allowing individuals to assess their thoughts critically and distinguish between what is true and what is merely a misconception. Once you have identified these limiting beliefs, it is important to challenge their validity. Ask yourself, is this belief based on evidence or simply a fear of rejection? Often, these beliefs are unfounded and do not reflect your true capabilities or worth. By questioning their accuracy, you can begin to dismantle the hold they have over you. This process may be uncomfortable, but it is an essential part of empowering yourself to set boundaries and assert your needs. Surrounding yourself with positive influences can also aid in challenging limiting beliefs. Engage with supportive friends, mentors, or communities that encourage self-respect and personal growth. Their perspectives can help counteract negative self-talk and reinforce the notion that it is acceptable to prioritize your needs. Remember, you are not alone in this journey. Many others are on a similar path towards self-empowerment. Practicing self-compassion is another vital tool in overcoming limiting beliefs. Treat yourself with the kindness and understanding you would offer a friend facing similar challenges. Acknowledge your feelings without judgment and give yourself permission to grow at your own pace. This nurturing approach can help build resilience against the negative thoughts that have kept you in a cycle of people-pleasing and self-neglect. Finally, take action to reinforce your new beliefs. Start small by asserting yourself in everyday situations, whether it's saying no to an extra commitment or expressing your preferences. Each act of self-respect builds upon the last, gradually shifting your mindset to one that embraces your worth. Remember, challenging limiting beliefs is a journey, not a destination, and each step forward is a testament to your commitment to reclaiming your power. Embracing authenticity. Embracing authenticity begins with recognizing the importance of being true to oneself. Many people pleasers often suppress their true feelings and desires to avoid conflict or gain approval from others. This behavior can lead to a sense of emptiness and dissatisfaction in life, as it distances them from their genuine selves. To reclaim one's power, it is essential to understand that authenticity is not just a personal trait. It is a vital aspect of self-respect and healthy relationships. The journey to authenticity requires the courage to set boundaries. People pleasers must learn that saying no is not an act of selfishness, but rather a necessary step in honoring their own needs and values. establishing boundaries helps create a space where genuine connections can flourish, allowing individuals to express themselves freely without fear of judgment. It also signals to others that their time and energy are valuable, fostering mutual respect in relationships. Another key aspect of embracing authenticity is self-reflection. Taking the time to explore one's own beliefs, passions, and values can illuminate what truly matters to an individual. Journaling, meditation, or simply spending time in nature can be effective ways to reconnect with oneself. This process of introspection allows people-pleasers to identify the areas of their lives where they might be compromising their authenticity and encourages them to make necessary changes. Practicing vulnerability is equally important in the journey towards authenticity. Sharing one's true self with others can be daunting, especially for those who have spent years trying to please everyone around them. However, embracing vulnerability opens the door to deeper connections and understanding. When individuals allow themselves to be seen and heard without masks, they inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of authenticity in their social circles. Ultimately, embracing authenticity is an empowering act that leads to a more fulfilling life. It enables people-pleasers to step out of the shadows of others' expectations and into their own light. By prioritizing their own needs and desires, they not only cultivate self-respect, but also pave the way for healthier relationships. As they embark on this transformative journey, they will find that being true to themselves is the most liberating and rewarding experience of all. Chapter 5. Practical Strategies for Setting Boundaries. Assessing your current boundaries. Understanding your current boundaries is the first step towards reclaiming your power. Many people-pleasers and givers often find themselves in situations where they feel overwhelmed or taken for granted. This occurs because they have not assessed or defined their boundaries clearly. It is essential to recognize that boundaries are not just barriers, they are essential tools for self-respect and maintaining healthy relationships. To begin assessing your boundaries, reflect on your emotional responses in various situations. Notice when you feel discomfort, resentment, or exhaustion. These feelings are often indicators of where your boundaries are being crossed. By paying attention to these signals, you can start to identify areas in your life where boundaries need to be established or reinforced. Another important aspect of assessing your boundaries involves evaluating your commitments. People-pleasers often take on too much out of a desire to be liked or to help others. Take time to review your current obligations and consider whether they align with your values and priorities. If you find that you are saying yes to things that drain your energy or compromise your well-being, it is time to reconsider your commitments and set healthier limits. Additionally, communication plays a critical role in boundary assessment. How do you express your needs and limits to others? It is crucial to practice articulating your boundaries clearly and assertively. This might feel uncomfortable at first, especially for those who are used to accommodating others' needs. But it is a vital part of building self-respect and fostering healthier relationships. Finally, remember that boundary setting is an ongoing process. As you grow and change, your needs and limits may also evolve. Regularly revisiting and reassessing your boundaries will help you maintain your sense of self and ensure that you are prioritizing your well-being. Embrace this journey towards self-respect and empowerment, knowing that your boundaries are a reflection of your worth. Communicating your boundaries. Communicating your boundaries is an essential step in reclaiming your self-respect. For many people-pleasers, expressing personal limits can feel intimidating, as it often goes against the ingrained habit of prioritizing others over oneself. However, establishing clear boundaries is crucial for maintaining healthy relationships and ensuring your own emotional well-being. By learning to communicate your needs assertively yet kindly, you empower yourself and promote mutual respect in your interactions. Begin by identifying what your boundaries are. This requires introspection and honesty with yourself about what you are comfortable with and what makes you uncomfortable. Take note of situations where you feel overwhelmed or taken advantage of and use these insights to define your limits. When you have a clear understanding of your boundaries, it becomes easier to articulate them to others, paving the way for more respectful and fulfilling relationships. When it comes to communicating these boundaries, clarity is key. Use direct and concise language to express your needs without ambiguity. For instance, instead of saying, "I would prefer if you didn't do that," you might say, "I need you to stop doing that, as it makes me uncomfortable." This straightforward approach reduces the risk of misunderstandings and reinforces your commitment to your self-respect. Remember, the way you communicate your boundaries can set the tone for how others respond to them. Additionally, be prepared for different reactions when you assert your boundaries. Some people may respond positively and respect your limits, while others may resist or challenge them. It's important to remain firm and calm, reminding yourself that your needs are valid. Practicing self-compassion during this process can help you remain resilient in the face of pushback, allowing you to stand your ground and maintain your self-respect. Finally, remember that communicating your boundaries is not a one-time conversation, but an ongoing dialogue. Regular check-ins can help reinforce your limits and ensure that both you and those around you continue to respect them. As you practice this skill, you will find that your relationships become healthier and that you feel more empowered in your interactions. Embracing the discomfort of setting boundaries will ultimately lead to a more fulfilling life where your needs are acknowledged and valued. Maintaining boundaries in relationships. Establishing boundaries in relationships is essential for maintaining healthy dynamics and ensuring that both parties feel respected and valued. Many people pleasers often struggle with this concept, fearing that setting boundaries might lead to conflict or rejection. However, understanding that boundaries are a form of self-respect can empower individuals to communicate their needs more effectively. By recognizing that it is perfectly acceptable to say no or to request time for oneself, people pleasers can start to reclaim their personal power. The first step in maintaining boundaries is self-awareness. It is crucial to understand one's own limits and what behaviors are acceptable in various relationships. This self-awareness allows individuals to identify when their boundaries are being crossed and to articulate their feelings confidently. It involves reflecting on past experiences where boundaries were ignored and recognizing the emotional toll this can take. By acknowledging these feelings, people pleasers can begin to set clear expectations with others. Communicating boundaries effectively requires practice and patience. It is important to express these boundaries firmly yet kindly. Using I statements can help convey feelings without placing blame, making it easier for others to understand and respect one's limits. For example, saying, "I feel overwhelmed when I take on too much, so I need to focus on my priorities right now," can be a respectful way to assert boundaries without alienating others. This approach fosters open dialogue and can often lead to more supportive relationships. In addition to communication, consistency is key to maintaining boundaries. Once boundaries are set, it is vital to uphold them even when faced with pressure to compromise. This may require some courage, especially for those who are accustomed to prioritizing others' needs above their own. However, by remaining steadfast, individuals demonstrate to others that their boundaries are not only important, but also worthy of respect. Over time, consistent boundary setting can lead to healthier interactions and enhanced self-respect. Lastly, it is essential to remember that setting and maintaining boundaries is a journey, not a destination. People pleasers may face challenges along the way, including guilt or anxiety about disappointing others. However, embracing the process and viewing setbacks as opportunities for growth can foster resilience. By practicing self-compassion and recognizing the importance of their own needs, individuals can create a balanced and fulfilling life, ultimately transforming their relationships and enriching their self-respect. Chapter 6. Building Self-Respect Through Self-Care. The importance of self-care. Self-care is not a luxury. It is a necessity, especially for those who often prioritize the needs of others over their own. For people pleasers and givers, the tendency to neglect personal well-being can lead to burnout and resentment. By embracing self-care, individuals can recharge their emotional and physical batteries, allowing them to engage with the world more effectively. The act of nurturing oneself is a powerful statement of self-respect and sets a foundation for healthier relationships with others. Establishing boundaries is a crucial aspect of self-care. Many people pleasers struggle with saying no, fearing it will lead to conflict or disappointment. However, learning to set limits is essential for maintaining personal energy and mental health. Boundaries allow individuals to protect their time and emotional space, which in turn leads to more fulfilling interactions. When people understand and respect their limits, they can engage with others without feeling overwhelmed or taken for granted. Incorporating self-care into daily routines can take many forms, from physical exercise to mindfulness practices. Engaging in activities that bring joy and relaxation can enhance resilience against the demands of daily life. Whether it's a quiet moment with a book, a walk in nature, or a warm bath, these moments contribute to a sense of well-being. By prioritizing self-care, people pleasers can cultivate a deeper sense of self-worth and confidence, which is vital for reclaiming personal power. Moreover, self-care is an ongoing journey rather than a destination. It requires commitment and regular reflection on one's needs and feelings. As individuals learn more about themselves, they can adapt their self-care practices to better suit their evolving circumstances. This process fosters a growth mindset, encouraging people to embrace change and challenge unhealthy patterns of behavior. The more one invests in self-care, the stronger their foundation of self-respect becomes. Ultimately, recognizing the importance of self-care is the first step towards reclaiming personal power. By nurturing themselves, people pleasers not only improve their own well-being, but also enhance their capacity to support others. When individuals respect their own needs, they inspire those around them to do the same. This ripple effect can transform relationships and foster a community where self-care and mutual respect are valued, creating a healthier dynamic for everyone involved. Creating a self-care routine is essential for anyone looking to shift from people-pleasing to self-respect. It begins with understanding that self-care is not selfish. It is a necessary practice for maintaining balance in your life. Start by identifying activities that nourish your spirit, whether it's reading a book, engaging in a hobby, or simply taking a moment to breathe deeply. Recognizing these moments of joy is the first step towards prioritizing your own needs. Next, consider your daily schedule and find pockets of time where you can incorporate self-care. This might mean setting aside time in the morning for meditation or dedicating your lunch break to a walk outside. Consistency is key. Try to make these moments a non-negotiable part of your day. When you carve out time for yourself, it not only enhances your well-being, but also reinforces the boundaries you set with others. An effective self-care routine also involves learning to say no. People pleasers often struggle with this, but it's crucial for maintaining your peace. Start small, perhaps by declining an invitation that doesn't excite you, and gradually build up to more significant commitments. By asserting your right to say no, you reclaim your time and energy, allowing for more meaningful engagements in your life. In addition, consider journaling as a part of your self-care practice. Writing down your thoughts and feelings can provide clarity and release pent-up emotions. Reflecting on your day can help you recognize patterns in your behavior and thoughts that may be tied to people-pleasing tendencies. This practice not only fosters self-awareness, but also cultivates a sense of respect for your own feelings and desires. Finally, remember that self-care is an evolving process. What works for you now may change over time, and that's perfectly okay. Remain open to exploring new activities or adjusting your routine as your needs change. Embracing flexibility within your self-care practice ensures that it remains a source of joy and empowerment, helping you transition from a life of pleasing others to one of self-respect. The link between self-care and self-respect. Self-care and self-respect are intricately linked, especially for those who have spent much of their lives prioritizing the needs of others over their own. For people pleasers, the act of caring for oneself can often feel selfish, leading to a cycle where the lack of self-care diminishes their self-respect. When you neglect your own needs, it becomes increasingly difficult to see yourself as worthy of respect and care. This subchapter explores how prioritizing self-care can significantly enhance your self-respect, leading to a more fulfilled life. Engaging in self-care is not merely about pampering oneself. It is about recognizing your own value and treating yourself with the same kindness you extend to others. When you take time to nurture your physical, emotional, and mental well-being, you send a powerful message to yourself: I am worthy of care. This shift in mindset is crucial for people pleasers who often feel undeserving of their own attention. By establishing a self-care routine, you create a foundation for self-respect that can transform your relationships with yourself and others. Setting boundaries is an essential aspect of self-care that directly impacts your self-respect. When you learn to say no and protect your time and energy, you demonstrate to yourself that your needs matter. This not only reinforces your self-worth, but also teaches others how to treat you. For those who have historically been givers, asserting boundaries can feel uncomfortable, yet it is a vital step towards reclaiming your power. Through consistent practice, you can cultivate a deeper respect for yourself and foster healthier relationships. Moreover, consistent self-care practices encourage a positive internal dialogue. When you regularly engage in activities that nourish your spirit, such as meditation, exercise, or creative pursuits, you start to replace negative self-talk with affirmations of worthiness. This change in mindset is essential for building self-respect. As you nurture yourself, you begin to recognize your unique strengths and contributions, moving away from the need for external validation and towards a more confident self-perception. In conclusion, the connection between self-care and self-respect is undeniable. By making a conscious effort to prioritize your own needs, you not only enhance your well-being, but also fortify your sense of self-worth. Embracing self-care is a courageous act that signals to yourself and others that you are deserving of love and respect. As you embark on this journey from people-pleasing to self-respect, Remember that every small act of self-care is a step towards reclaiming your power and honoring your true self. Chapter 7. Learning to say no. The power of no. The word no can be a powerful tool. Yet for many people pleasers, it often feels like an insurmountable barrier. The fear of disappointing others or creating conflict can make it seem impossible to refuse requests, even when they compromise our own needs and well-being. Learning to say no is not just about setting boundaries. It's about reclaiming our power and asserting our self-respect. When we say no, we communicate our values and priorities, reinforcing the idea that our time and energy are valuable. Establishing the ability to say no requires practice and self-reflection. It is essential to recognize that saying no does not make us selfish. Rather, it is an act of self-care. By prioritizing our own needs, we create space for healthier relationships based on mutual respect. This shift in mindset can be liberating, helping us to break free from the cycle of overcommitment and resentment that often accompanies people-pleasing behavior. When we start saying no, we may be met with resistance from others who are accustomed to our compliance. This can be challenging, but it is important to remember that we are not responsible for how others react. Their disappointment does not diminish our worth or the legitimacy of our choices. In fact, standing firm in our decisions can inspire others to respect our boundaries and may even encourage them to set their own. Practicing the power of no also means being clear and assertive in our communication. It is helpful to express our refusal politely but firmly, allowing us to maintain our dignity while also respecting the other person's feelings. We can offer alternatives or suggest a later time if appropriate, but the key is to remain resolute in our decision. This clarity can prevent misunderstandings and reinforce our commitment to self-respect. Ultimately, embracing the power of no is a journey towards self-discovery and empowerment. It enables us to cultivate genuine connections with others, built on honesty and mutual respect. As we learn to prioritize our own needs and desires, we find that our relationships become healthier and more fulfilling. By reclaiming our power through the simple act of saying no, we pave the way for a more balanced and authentic life. Practicing assertiveness. Practicing assertiveness is a crucial step for individuals transitioning from people-pleasing to self-respect. It involves expressing your thoughts, feelings, and needs openly and honestly without undermining others. This practice not only empowers you, but also sets the stage for healthier relationships. By standing up for yourself, you create a foundation of respect and understanding in your interactions with others. To practice assertiveness, start by identifying your own needs and desires. Reflect on situations where you felt uncomfortable or overlooked, and consider what you wished you had communicated. This awareness forms the basis for asserting yourself effectively. Once you understand your needs, you can articulate them clearly and confidently, making it easier for others to recognize and respect your boundaries. Role-playing can be an effective technique for honing your assertiveness skills. Find a trusted friend or family member to rehearse conversations where you need to assert yourself. This practice can help reduce anxiety and build confidence, enabling you to express yourself more freely in real-life situations. Remember, assertiveness is a skill that improves with practice, so don't be discouraged by initial discomfort. Additionally, it's essential to recognize the difference between assertiveness and aggression. While assertiveness focuses on expressing your needs respectfully, aggression often seeks to belittle or dominate others. Strive to communicate your feelings without blame or hostility, maintaining a calm and composed demeanor. This approach fosters mutual respect and understanding, essential components of healthy relationships. Finally, celebrate your progress in practicing assertiveness. Acknowledge small victories, whether it's speaking up in a meeting or setting a boundary with a friend. Each step you take towards being assertive reinforces your self-respect and confidence. Remember that asserting yourself is not only beneficial for you, it also encourages others to respect themselves and their boundaries, creating a more balanced and respectful environment for everyone. Navigating guilt and obligation. Navigating the feelings of guilt and obligation can be particularly challenging for those who identify as people pleasers. Often, this emotional landscape is shaped by a deep-seated desire to be liked and accepted, leading to a pattern of overcommitment. When we feel compelled to meet others' expectations at the expense of our own needs, it can create a cycle of resentment and exhaustion. Understanding the cycle is the first step towards reclaiming our power and establishing healthier boundaries. To effectively navigate guilt, it is essential to recognize that it is a natural emotion that often arises when we believe we have let someone down. However, it is crucial to differentiate between guilt that stems from genuine wrongdoing and guilt that is a product of our own unrealistic expectations. By acknowledging that we cannot please everyone, we can begin to dismantle the guilt that weighs us down. This process requires self-reflection and a commitment to prioritizing our well-being. Obligation often ties us to commitments that do not serve our best interests. Many people pleasers find themselves saying yes out of obligation rather than desire. To break free from this cycle, it is important to evaluate our commitments regularly. Ask yourself whether these obligations align with your values and goals. If they do not, consider how you can graciously decline or renegotiate these commitments to create space for your own needs and aspirations. Establishing boundaries is a significant part of navigating guilt and obligation. Boundaries allow us to define what we are willing to give without sacrificing our own well-being. Communicating these boundaries clearly can sometimes evoke guilt, but it is essential to remember that setting limits does not equate to being unkind or selfish. In fact, it demonstrates respect for both yourself and the people around you, fostering healthier relationships built on mutual understanding. Ultimately, reclaiming your power involves a gradual process of unlearning deeply ingrained habits of self-sacrifice. As you begin to navigate guilt and obligation with greater awareness, you will find that prioritizing your needs leads to more authentic connections with others. Embracing self-respect allows you to engage with the world in a way that is fulfilling rather than depleting. The journey may be challenging, but the rewards of living authentically are well worth the effort. Chapter 8. Cultivating a supportive environment. Surrounding yourself with the right people. Surrounding yourself with the right people is crucial for anyone seeking to reclaim their self-respect and establish healthy boundaries. The company you keep can significantly influence your mindset, emotions, and overall well-being. Therefore, it is essential to be intentional about the relationships you nurture, seeking those who uplift and inspire rather than drain your energy. This begins with recognizing the patterns in your current relationships and understanding how they affect your sense of self-worth. As a people pleaser, you may have a tendency to gravitate towards individuals who require more from you than you can give. This dynamic often leads to feelings of resentment and depletion, making it imperative to evaluate whether these connections are truly beneficial. Consider surrounding yourself with individuals who respect your needs and encourage you to assert your boundaries. Healthy relationships should foster mutual growth, where both parties feel valued and empowered. To find the right people, start by setting clear intentions about the qualities you seek in your relationships. Look for those who demonstrate empathy, kindness, and respect for your autonomy. Engaging with individuals who share similar values can create a nurturing environment, reinforcing your journey towards self-respect. Remember that it is perfectly acceptable to distance yourself from those who do not align with your goals or who undermine your efforts to establish boundaries. As you begin to surround yourself with supportive individuals, take note of how your mindset shifts. Positive relationships can enhance your self-esteem and encourage you to practice self-care. You may find that your ability to say no without guilt improves, and you become more comfortable expressing your feelings and desires. This transformation is not just about removing toxic influences. It is also about welcoming those who celebrate your individuality and encourage your personal growth. In conclusion, surrounding yourself with the right people is an essential step in your journey from people-pleasing to self-respect. By consciously choosing to engage with those who uplift you, you create a space where you can thrive. Remember that your time and energy are valuable, and investing them in positive relationships will lead to a more fulfilling life. Embrace the journey and cherish the connections that empower you, for they are the key to reclaiming your power. Seeking professional help. Professional help is a crucial step for those who find themselves trapped in a cycle of people-pleasing. Many individuals believe that they should be able to handle their struggles alone, often feeling ashamed or embarrassed to reach out. However, recognizing the need for assistance is a sign of strength, not weakness. A therapist or counselor can provide a safe space to explore these feelings and offer valuable strategies to establish healthier boundaries. Therapists can help you understand the root causes of your people-pleasing behaviors. These patterns often stem from past experiences, such as childhood dynamics or societal expectations. By delving into these underlying issues, you can begin to untangle the beliefs that have kept you in a cycle of self-sacrifice. This self-exploration is essential for fostering self-respect and reclaiming your personal power. In addition to understanding the past, professional help can equip you with practical tools to set boundaries in your current relationships. A trained professional can teach you effective communication techniques that empower you to express your needs without guilt. These skills are invaluable as they allow you to assert your worth and priorities, your well-being, paving the way for healthier interactions with others. Moreover, seeking help from a professional can also provide you with a support network. Connecting with a therapist can lead to insights and encouragement that you might not receive from friends or family. This external support can be a game changer, reinforcing the idea that you are not alone in your journey towards self-respect. In therapy, you will find validation for your feelings and experiences, which can significantly boost your confidence. Ultimately, taking the step to seek professional help is about investing in yourself and your future. It is a commitment to breaking free from unhealthy patterns and embracing a life where your needs are acknowledged and respected. Remember, seeking help is not a sign of failure. It is a vital part of your journey towards self-discovery and empowerment. You deserve to live authentically, and professional guidance can be a powerful ally in that pursuit. The roles of community and self-respect. Community plays a pivotal role in the journey towards self-respect, especially for those who have spent years prioritizing others' needs over their own. When individuals are embedded in a supportive community, they are often encouraged to express their true selves without fear of judgment. This nurturing environment fosters a sense of belonging that is crucial for personal growth and self-acceptance. As people-pleasers begin to reclaim their power, they find that their community can serve as a vital ally in this transformative process. One of the most significant aspects of community is the validation it provides. When surrounded by individuals who share similar experiences and values, people-pleasers can see their own worth reflected back at them. This affirmation can be particularly powerful, helping individuals to dismantle negative beliefs that have long held them captive. By witnessing others assert their boundaries and respect themselves, they learn that it is not only acceptable, but essential to do the same. Moreover, a strong community offers opportunities for accountability. When individuals vocalize their goals for setting boundaries and cultivating self-respect, their community can help keep them on track. Friends and peers can provide encouragement during challenging moments, reminding them of their strengths and the importance of prioritizing their own needs. This mutual support fosters resilience, enabling people to stay committed to their journey even when faced with setbacks. Additionally, community engagement can serve as a powerful reminder of the impact of collective empowerment. When people-pleasers witness others in their community thriving through mutual respect and support, it ignites a spark within them. They begin to understand that self-respect is not a solitary journey, but a collective one, where each individual's growth contributes to the well-being of the whole. This interconnectedness reinforces the idea that everyone deserves respect, including themselves. Ultimately, the role of community in fostering self-respect cannot be overstated. By surrounding themselves with supportive individuals, people-pleasers can break free from the chains of self-doubt and embrace their true identities. As they begin to set boundaries and honor their own needs, they not only reclaim their power, but also inspire others within their community to do the same. In this way, the journey towards self-respect becomes a shared experience, strengthening the bonds of community and individual empowerment alike. Chapter 9. Embracing Vulnerability. The strength in vulnerability. In a world that often equates strength with invulnerability, embracing vulnerability can feel like a daunting task. For people-pleasers and givers, the fear of being perceived as weak or needy can lead to a reluctance to express their true feelings. However, vulnerability is not a weakness. It is a profound source of strength that can foster deeper connections with ourselves and others. By allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we open the door to authenticity and self-respect, which are essential for building healthy boundaries. When we acknowledge our vulnerabilities, we give ourselves permission to be human. This acceptance is fundamental in breaking the cycle of people-pleasing. It reminds us that we all experience struggles and emotions that require attention and care. By sharing our vulnerabilities with trusted individuals, we can cultivate genuine relationships that are built on mutual understanding and respect. This shift not only honors our own feelings, but also encourages others to share their truths, creating a more supportive environment. Setting boundaries is often challenging for those who have spent years prioritizing the needs of others over their own. However, understanding that vulnerability can coexist with strength is key to reclaiming personal power. It's about recognizing that saying no or expressing discomfort does not diminish our worth. Instead, it reflects our commitment to self-respect. By embracing our vulnerabilities, we empower ourselves to assert boundaries that protect our emotional well-being. Moreover, vulnerability can serve as a catalyst for growth and resilience. When we allow ourselves to be seen in our raw, unfiltered state, we begin to learn that our worth is not defined by others' perceptions. This revelation can inspire a journey of self-discovery, where we learn to appreciate our inherent value. As we face our fears and share our authentic selves, we demonstrate to ourselves and others that it is okay to be imperfect and still worthy of love and respect. Ultimately, the strength found in vulnerability lies in its ability to transform our relationships with ourselves and others. As we shift from a mindset of people-pleasing to one of self-respect, we create space for healing and connection. Embracing vulnerability allows us to honor our feelings and needs while empowering us to cultivate the boundaries necessary for a balanced life. In this way, vulnerability becomes a powerful tool in our journey towards reclaiming our personal power and living authentically. Sharing your journey. Sharing your journey can be a powerful tool in reclaiming your self-respect. When you open up about your experiences as a people-pleaser, you not only validate your own feelings, but also inspire others who may be struggling with similar issues. It creates a sense of community and understanding, where others can relate to your challenges and triumphs. By sharing your journey, you begin to break down the walls that have held you back from embracing your true self. As you recount your experiences, consider the lessons you have learned along the way. Each story you share is a step towards recognizing your worth and establishing boundaries. Reflect on the moments when saying no felt uncomfortable, but ultimately led to greater self-respect. These insights are invaluable, not just for you, but for those who find solace in your words. Sharing these lessons encourages others to reflect on their own journeys and consider the changes they can make in their lives. Your journey is unique, and that uniqueness should be celebrated. Embrace the imperfections and challenges you faced. They are part of what makes your story relatable. When you share your vulnerabilities, you invite others to do the same, fostering an environment of authenticity. This connection can be liberating, showing that everyone struggles with boundaries and self-respect at some point. By sharing your narrative, you encourage others to embrace their own stories, creating a ripple effect of self-acceptance and empowerment. Moreover, sharing your journey can reinforce your commitment to self-respect. It serves as a reminder of how far you have come and the importance of continuing to set boundaries. Each shared experience is a testament to your growth and resilience. As you recount your path, you may find that it strengthens your resolve to maintain these boundaries in the future. This ongoing process not only benefits you, but also provides a source of motivation for others who may be on the same path. Finally, consider the impact your story can have on those around you. By being open and honest about your experiences, you may inspire someone to take their first step towards self-respect. Your journey can offer hope and encouragement, showing others that change is possible. Remember, sharing your journey is not just about you. It is about creating a supportive community where everyone can learn from one another and grow together. Embrace the power of your story and watch as it transforms not only your life, but the lives of others as well. Turning vulnerability into empowerment. Vulnerability is often perceived as a weakness, especially by those who have spent their lives prioritizing the needs of others over their own. However, acknowledging and embracing our vulnerability can be a powerful catalyst for personal growth and empowerment. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open the door to authentic connections and a deeper understanding of our own needs and desires. This is particularly crucial for people-pleasers who may have built up walls to protect themselves from the fear of rejection or disapproval. Transforming vulnerability into empowerment begins with self-awareness. It requires recognizing the patterns of behavior that have led to a life of pleasing others at the expense of our own happiness. By identifying these patterns, we can start to understand the underlying fears and beliefs that drive our actions. This self-reflection is not only liberating, but also essential in establishing healthy boundaries, as it allows us to distinguish between our needs and those of others. Setting boundaries is a vital step in reclaiming our power. When we learn to say no and prioritize our own well-being, we create a space where our voices can be heard. Empowerment comes from knowing that our needs are just as important as everyone else's, and that it is entirely acceptable to express them. As we practice asserting our boundaries, we begin to cultivate self-respect and reinforce our sense of identity, paving the way for more fulfilling relationships. Moreover, embracing vulnerability can lead to resilience. When we step into our authentic selves, we become more adaptable to the challenges life throws our way. This newfound resilience allows us to face rejection or criticism without losing sight of our self-worth. We learn that our value is not determined by others' opinions, thus empowering us to navigate life with confidence and grace. Ultimately, turning vulnerability into empowerment is a transformative journey. It requires courage to confront our fears and the willingness to prioritize our own needs. As we embrace our vulnerability, we not only empower ourselves but also inspire others to do the same. By fostering a culture of authenticity and self-respect, we can break the cycle of people-pleasing and create a more compassionate world. Chapter 10. Celebrating your progress. Acknowledging small wins. Acknowledging small wins is an essential practice for those on the journey from people-pleasing to self-respect. Often, individuals who habitually prioritize others' needs tend to overlook their own achievements, no matter how minor they may seem. Recognizing these small victories not only boosts self-esteem, but also reinforces the notion that one is deserving of respect and care. By celebrating these moments, we begin to shift our focus from external validation to internal appreciation. To start, it's crucial to define what constitutes a small win. This could range from setting a boundary with a colleague to saying no to an uninvited obligation. Each time you acknowledge these achievements, you are reinforcing the idea that your feelings and needs matter. Keeping a journal where you record these small victories can serve as a tangible reminder of your progress and can be incredibly empowering as you reflect on how far you've come. Moreover, sharing these wins with supportive friends or family can amplify their importance. When you vocalize your achievements, you not only reinforce your own recognition, but also encourage others to do the same. This communal celebration fosters a supportive environment where everyone feels validated and appreciated. It transforms the experience from an individual journey into a collective movement towards self-respect and empowerment. In the pursuit of self-respect, it is also valuable to understand that small wins lay the groundwork for larger achievements. Every time you acknowledge a minor success, you are building momentum that can lead to more significant changes in your life. This gradual accumulation of victories creates a powerful narrative that supports your growth from people-pleasing behaviors towards a more assertive and respectful self. Ultimately, acknowledging small wins is about shifting the narrative in your mind. It is a conscious decision to recognize and celebrate your own journey rather than waiting for external approval. By honoring these moments, you reclaim your power and foster a deeper sense of self-worth, paving the way for a life rooted in boundaries and self-respect. Reflecting on your journey is an essential step towards reclaiming your power. As a people-pleaser, you may have spent years prioritizing the needs and desires of others over your own. This reflection allows you to recognize the moments when you compromised your own values and boundaries. It's crucial to acknowledge these experiences not with shame, but as opportunities for growth and self-discovery. Understanding your past is the foundation for building a more authentic future. In reflecting on your journey, consider the relationships that have shaped you. Who were the individuals that consistently took from you without giving back? Identifying these patterns helps you see where you may have enabled unhealthy dynamics. By recognizing these toxic relationships, you can begin to set clearer boundaries. This awareness is the first step towards ensuring that your interactions are based on mutual respect and understanding. Another significant aspect of this reflection involves acknowledging your achievements, no matter how small. Often, people-pleasers dismiss their successes as unworthy or trivial. However, celebrating these moments fosters self-respect and reinforces your sense of self-worth. Write down your accomplishments and reflect on the effort you put into achieving them. This practice helps to shift your mindset from one of self-doubt to one of confidence and pride in your capabilities. As you reflect, it's also important to consider your desires and aspirations. What do you truly want for yourself? Many people-pleasers struggle to articulate their own needs because they are so accustomed to catering to others. Take time to explore your passions and interests without the influence of external expectations. This self-exploration is vital for reclaiming your individuality and nurturing your self-respect. Ultimately, reflecting on your journey is about creating a new narrative for yourself. It's an opportunity to rewrite your story, focusing on your growth rather than your past mistakes. Embrace this process as a necessary part of your transformation from a people-pleaser to someone who values and respects themselves. Remember, every step you take towards self-awareness and boundary setting is a powerful affirmation of your worth and potential. Setting future goals for self-respect and empowerment. Setting future goals is an essential part of reclaiming your power and fostering self-respect. For people-pleasers and givers, it can often feel daunting to prioritize personal aspirations over the needs of others. However, it is crucial to recognize that setting boundaries and defining your goals allows you to empower yourself. This process not only enhances your self-esteem, but also clarifies what is truly important to you, leading to a more fulfilling life. Begin by identifying what self-respect means to you personally. Reflect on your values and the aspects of your life that require more attention. This could involve pursuing a career path that excites you, nurturing your physical health, or dedicating time to hobbies that bring you joy. By establishing clear goals, you create a roadmap for your journey towards empowerment, ensuring that your needs are met alongside those of others. Next, it is important to set realistic and achievable goals. Break down your aspirations into smaller, manageable steps. This not only makes the process less overwhelming, but also allows you to celebrate small victories along the way. Each achievement, no matter how minor, reinforces your self-respect and strengthens your resolve to prioritize your own needs and aspirations. As you work towards these goals, remember to be patient with yourself. Change does not happen overnight, and setbacks may occur. However, viewing these challenges as opportunities for growth can help you maintain a positive mindset. Surround yourself with supportive individuals who respect your journey, as their encouragement can boost your confidence and commitment to your goals. Lastly, regularly revisit and adjust your goals as needed. Life is dynamic, and your aspirations may evolve over time. By being flexible and open to change, you ensure that your goals continue to align with your values and desires. This ongoing process not only nurtures your self-respect, but also empowers you to live authentically, free from the constraints of people-pleasing behaviors.